Namaste, it's Amber Jean, aka Rocket Girl, and I just returned from a trip to Italy, and I met some amazing people along the way that were also traveling. And everybody asked me to post stuff about tips and tricks for staying fit and comfortable while you're traveling. So it's good to let your body rest, and that's what I did during my trip. And now that I'm back, it's time to get back into a routine. So something just to start slow with is a child's pose, especially from being on flights. It's just to stretch your back. So you want to come on your hands and your knees, and you just want to release the hips back slowly, okay? Now you can rest with the hips raised in the air, or you can release your hips all the way down. You just want to take a nice deep breath and just remind yourself, however you're greeting your body today, whatever body image that you have of yourself, is that we're perfect how we are, and our bodies are going to keep changing. So as we take that exhale, we come into acceptance. And then we're going to come up onto our hands and our knees, and we're going to do a few cat-cows. So this is just a way to get your spine moving. Good. Traveling can really take a havoc on your body. Sitting in tight little seats, airplanes. Deep inhale, exhale around your back. So we don't have to do a lot when we're practicing yoga. To be effective and to give our bodies some therapy along the journey. Take your hands out in front of you and do some big hip circles. Moving organically to stretch and move the pelvis. So a lot's happening in the tailbone, a lot's happening in the pelvic tilts. So you just want to get familiar with your pelvis, and this will really help. So I'm just listening to my body. If I need it in one position more than the other, I stay in that position. Little wag the tail. Good. And then we'll curl the toes. This is called downward dog. So you raise your hips up. And you step the feet a little wider, then hips, walk the feet out. This can be really challenging as a beginner, so be patient with yourself. Good. Good. Rest your wrists, roll them out. Good. So this next position is really good for your obliques, but it also stretches the shoulders. And from carrying bags and lugging things through airports, so starting cat-cow, we're going to inhale our arms up, our one arm up. And then exhale, weave it under, but you don't want to let it touch the floor. So you just are using your core, and then we inhale up. And again, 2, inhale. And this is just some of the movement that my body's been craving from traveling. And we're going to do 6 of these. And then on this last one, we're going to rest the shoulder to the floor. So that feels just amazing, stretch in the shoulder. You can take your other hand out in front of you. Breathe into that stretch. Good. Let go of expectations that you might have of yourself and be in the moment with your body. And then we're going to inhale and come up. Okay, so we're going to do the other side. So we want to reach and weave. Reach and weave. Reach and weave. Reach and weave. 4 and 5. And then rest the shoulder down. Oh, feels amazing. Stretching those shoulders. This will open up your shoulder blade. Take a few deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. A big part of practicing yoga is accepting where our bodies are on a day-to-day basis. Being thankful for what we do have to work with and being able to make modifications along the way. Nice deep breath and exhale. Good, so lifting back into downward dog. See if you can hold a plank. This will help build up your shoulder strength. Be careful you're not sagging your hips. So I'd much rather for everybody to have their hips raised a little extra and engage the core. Hold that position. 4. Spread your fingers. 3. Pretend you're wearing a tight corset. Pull everything in. 4. And 5, and then lower to your knees and exhale. This is a modified push-up. Squeeze the elbows in lower and place the forearms forward. Good, so this is more like a sphinx and we're opening the upper back. So this is a very great way just to kind of start to work in the upper back, open the chest, open your sternum. Feel as if you're dragging your hands back slightly. Pull the right foot up. 1, 2, and switch. 1, 2. Good, and then pull both feet in. Pull in, pull in. Good. Lower your chest. If you want a little more, reach back for the ankles. This is good for your shoulders and your back. Good. If this is too advanced, go ahead and just rest in child's pose. I'm putting a lot of pressure back in my through my feet, and that's stretching and pulling me up. Good. And then we want to counterpose that with the child's pose. So as we lift the hips, step the knees in a little bit and curl your body down. So sometimes I enjoy having the hips up, raised a little bit higher than the knees, because it's allowing the energy that can get stuck in your back from sitting on flights and seats and trains to raising up in the spine. The energy's raising up and it's able to get unstuck a little bit. And then we're going to come into seated. So we'll practice a seated forward fold. Start with the knees bent. Lift the sits bones up and back and inhale, raise arms. Good, pull in your navel. Reach for your feet. So this is a modified forward fold. Wiggle around a little bit. See if you can loosen up your hips and your lower back. And then if you want to come deeper, you would extend the legs straight and you can reach up again and you can reach forward. So in the beginning, you might be a little more rounded. Over time, you can lengthen more forward. Now you'll notice my feet are flexion. So my toes are straight up towards the ceiling. This creates a stretch by flexing the feet. It activates and opens the hamstrings. on, sit up. Good, and come into a comfortable cross-leg position. Sit on a pillow if sitting on the floor is uncomfortable. And just see if you can turn your palms up and feel, notice how you feel. Close your eyes. I hope this video gave you some tips and tricks and inspires you to get moving and keep moving. And remember, it's consistency over intensity. So as you build up your strength and endurance, just do a little bit each day and build your practice slow. Namaste.